But the Republicans never go after the Libertarians the same way that the Democrats go after the Green Party.
Well, that's true. That is true.
But the reason is...
not at the same level, but they definitely go
No. It's not the same at all. They're not... You're saying not the same level? It's not the same. I'll tell you why. The reason is the Libertarians have real money behind them. Mm-hmm. So Libertarians have lawyers and the ability to fight in the courts to a degree that other third parties do not have. Mm-hmm. So, like, the Republicans literally cannot. If they could, they probably would try it. But they literally cannot go after the Libertarians in the same way. So instead, they just try and fight on the basis of, A, those Libertarians are crazy, none of their ideas are real.
Well, that's technically true.
Of course,
but no, I see your point.
The Democrats, their job in the uniparty model is to make sure that nobody on the left can actually interrupt the business-making scheme. The Republicans' job is to be the boogeyman. Because it's all kayfabe. It's all fake.
Yeah, because we talked a couple weeks ago about the good cop, bad cop element.
And they're playing off of each other.
And what's crazy is, I almost feel like you think that the Democrats are the bad cop.
I don't think the Democrats are the bad cop. I think the Democrats are genuinely smarter. Like, the people who are operating a lot of the Democratic apparatuses are legitimately more intelligent and more connected than a lot of the people who are operating, at least in public, the Republican apparatuses.
Well, how much of that do you think... Because, like, when I look at this Republican Party that we have now...
Yeah.
You know that they don't like Trump. How much of that do you think is they're not as smart as the Democrats, or they're just getting in line because Trump will destroy them?
Absolutely not. No, they're just not. They're not... They are not actually smart enough to figure out a way around Trump, because I think Trump is really easy to beat. You just have to actually provide people with the things they're asking for.
I feel like
it's
so easy to do.
Well, of course.
Like, the fact that Biden isn't up 20, like Kyle Kalinske made this point yesterday. The fact that Biden's not up 20 should be the saddest part of the entire election.
It's not sad because it's on purpose.
No, I know. But you remember during 2016, my main point, and I argued this with Dad, was that why is it the Democratic Party's goal to be 1% better than the Republicans?
Well,
that was the argument that Dad and I used to have, where he's like, no, the Democrats are better. And I'm like, I don't think that the Republicans and the Democrats are quite equal, but it's almost like Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, those type of people, they're like, hey, we can't be good. We don't want to be like racist monsters like Trump, but like, no, we can't be good. We have to suck.
The way you keep talking about this is you keep trying to basically say, no, they're not colluding with the Republicans and saying, hey, we're really glad you guys are being racist. Definitely make sure you're doing that. And I think that's exactly what happens.
You think Hillary Clinton told Donald Trump, be racist?
I think Hillary Clinton talks to lots of other people who aren't Donald Trump, because I think she genuinely doesn't like Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump has said
he said a lot of terrible
really awful things about her in public.
I mean, he did tell her it's her fault that her husband cheated on her, which is why. Which is crazy. It's crazy, right?
Here's the thing. He might know.
I mean, to be fair, they both were at the island.
And they hung out a lot. So, if anybody would know.
And if anybody knows anything about cheating on their wife, it would be Donald Trump.
Oh, okay. I was
like, you know what I'm saying?
Where you going with that?
No, I'm saying. I mean, Donald Trump was like, cheat on your wife.
Yeah, he was a prolific. Like, he did it like 4 times.
Like,
he got 4 different wives and cheated on all of them.
Right now.
How you get married so many times and you still cheating on your wife? Like, bro, you've had 4 wives and you still got to go get some strange? That's wild to me.
What's crazy to me is, who talks about wanting to have sex with their daughter? Like, who does that?
Well,
who does that? He said in the Stormy Daniels case, they said that he told her. She said that he told her she physically reminds him of his daughter or something. To that effect.
Speaking of weird things to say on a mic, I mean, who says that a high school is like a strip club parking lot? Drake, actually.
Oh, that's a terrible, weird thing to say.
I agree.
Where did he say that?
On a song. I can't remember the exact song.
Oh.
It was on his Take Care album. I'm almost certain. But yeah, no, it's a super weird thing. And what you'll notice, actually,
it's a really good album, though.
I don't know about that, but what you'll notice.
No, you do know. It was a good album. But continue with your story.
What you'll notice is a lot of times there are a lot of people who find themselves being very, very wealthy who say these very weird things in public. So, like, over and over and over again, I am noticing that there are a lot of people who are moving, like, super weird. I'll give you an instance. For instance. So, at the roast of Tom Brady, I did not watch it, but I've seen clips and I've seen some discussion about some of the jokes that were told. One of the jokes was told by this guy, Jeff Ross, and he's at pretty much every roast. It seems like that's the only thing he does, to be honest.
No, that was his... his thing on Comedy Central was he was the
Roast
they
guy.
had a roast like series.
Yeah, and he was
did
like the
all
guy
the
on all of them.
roasts.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, that's what
Now
I
it's
said.
Kevin Hart kind of going to him and hosting him. And
Maybe. I don't know. It does, to me,
I'm telling you, it is.
once again, I think the roast is trash entertainment. I always have.
Totally disagree.
I know, but you enjoy meanness for meanness sake to a degree that I just don't think I do.
What?
That's what I feel like.
I do not enjoy meanness for meanness sake. I think the jokes
what
are
else?
funny.
Okay.
Because the whole point of a roast is kind of to get joked on and to joke on others.
So I think the problem is there are jokes. There are jokes.
Some of the jokes be OD though.
That's what I'm saying. So there are jokes that you can make about a person that only affect that person, and then there's jokes that you make about a person that kind of do all of this splash damage for all of these other people. And a lot of times, people will use the veneer of comedy to say things that are just kind of mean-spirited.
Yeah.
You're saying over the top. I'm saying there is no spirit of comedy behind some of the jokes. They're just mean things to say about someone. So, to me, comedy should always have a witty observation that is layered in some way. That's what makes it actual comedy. And again, this is my opinion. So obviously, other people are free to disagree, and I don't fault anybody for disagreeing. But if it's not layered, if there's not like a little bit of peeking behind the curtain you have to do to really understand why something is funny, because it's an observation or it's a statement that's coming at something from an angle that you would never normally come at it. If you're just saying "ha ha black people" or "ha ha Asians," some of the jokes on the roast are "ha ha he's really black" or "ha ha he's really dumb" or "ha ha he's really tall." Like these are the sorts of jokes that
I think that's an overly simplistic version of what the jokes are. But I get it. I get the point.
My point is,
I get it. No,
these
I get
are
it.
there are lots
lowbrow
of jokes.
comedy. I got it. Yeah,
that's my point.
Yeah.
So, but again, back to my original point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is weird people saying weird things in public. They made a joke, Jeff Ross did, about how Tom Brady had a meeting with now I can't remember the guy's name. The weird guy who got caught up in the massage parlor scams. He's a team owner. Is it Goodell? I don't think it's Roger Goodell. Maybe.
Okay, so a team owner that got caught up in that scam.
Got caught up in the massage parlor scandal from like last year,
He was getting a happy ending or something?
So the joke was he went into the office and he said, "I'm the best investment you've ever made. Would you like a massage?" And immediately, it was kind of funny. So Tom Brady gets up and says, "Hey, bro, that was too far," and like walks back and sits down.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Now, it's interesting to me that he said that, because why would that joke be too far?
Because maybe it was a very difficult time for the team. I don't know.
Or because he really did have to give some massages he didn't feel comfortable giving.
Who, Tom Brady?
Yeah. And some other people. Because that guy hangs out a lot with Diddy and Meek Mill. Two other people who've said some really weird things in public.
Diddy has said some weird things.
So again, you will find a lot of these entertainment guys, not your regular run-of-the-mill. Like, I've never heard Keanu Reeves say anything that was like weird and sus. But if you make a lot of money, and you're like, I don't know, I'm the richest guy, I got a Bentley, I got a huge house, yada yada.
Well, to me,
you also end up saying a lot of weird things. It's weird to me.
That's true.
Like, even in the context of a rap beef, like, one of the things that I found really interesting about the whole Kendrick rap beef thing is a lot of people were like, it's just hip hop. But like, it's not just hip hop if there's facts of the matter. See, when we're talking about the roast, and we're making jokes about somebody, if those jokes are lighthearted and they don't have implications outside of the roast, I think that's fine. If we're having a rap beef, and the things I'm saying about you, your raps are trash, you're not really from where you say you're from, you don't even love your mama for real, whatever, right? If these things only implicate the person, and they don't implicate other people, or other groups, or other structures, that can stay hip-hop, that can stay in the context of that rap beef. But it's weird to me how Kendrick is saying, hey, you go after young girls in a way that's really weird, and you do it a lot, and everybody around you is also into some really weird stuff, and you are kind of implicated and caught up in all of the stuff that we know that goes on at the Diddy parties, and at the Epstein Island, and a bunch of these other things, and...
Epstein. Okay.
Well,
all right, well, continue.
So, when somebody is associating you with those kinds of things, like, that's not hip-hop anymore, because now we're like, we actually should probably look into that. We should figure out, are you into weird parties? Are you having people come to your hotel room and do things who are underage? Are Are you grooming people? Are you like having inappropriate relationships with people before they're 18 so that once they turn 18, now y'all can have an appropriate relationship? Like,
right.
These are all things that are like documented and discussed outside of the context of this beef that have been talked about for years. I've been kind of weird on Drake for a while because like I had heard inklings and I just kind of was like, he's all right. But then this beef happens and I kind of start to see how this is just connected to a bunch of other things. Because it is really weird to me how often, like, while really terrible stuff is happening, we get really big entertainment items. So the Met Gala happened, the roast happened, the rap beef happened, and also Congress passed a bunch of laws that were absolute BS, including that anti-Semitism law.
I saw that. Oh, it's such an assault on free speech.
It is. That. And it's very interesting.
Like, basically, the law is saying it basically creates a definition of what anti-Semitism is that's so broad.
Well, it specifically references a specific law that was created to be broad.
Right.
And they even wrote in the document they're referencing, hey, please do not use this as a legal definition because it's too broad.
Right.
But they use it as one anyway.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is to make it as broad as possible. So
they're trying to make it illegal to talk about Israel.
I mean...
to say things that they don't agree with. That's really what it is.
It's not even to talk about Israel. They want to make it illegal to say things
to criticize.
They don't want you to
say
the
things they don't want you to criticize.
Correct.
Which goes completely against the First Amendment. Like, it's crazy.
But this just goes back to the TikTok ban and a bunch of other things that are happening right now.
Which is crazy because I'm gonna have to cut you off here. It's crazy that all of the problems we actually are having. Mm-hmm. You know, this I was telling Hilly the other day. All the stuff that's actually happening that we need help with. Student loans are out of control. We don't have universal health care. We don't have paid family leave. Wages are not keeping up with inflation. The cost of a house right now is ridiculous. Like, we have actual problems. But instead of solving any of that, the government right now is arguing over whether to ban TikTok. And the Republicans are trying to get Biden impeached again for the 8th time with no evidence.
Wait, who's trying to do that?
The Republicans.
Why do you say it's just the Republicans?
Because they're the ones that keep
filing the articles. Who's the Speaker of the House?
Mike Johnson.
Who helped make sure that Mike Johnson got to stay there?
The idiot Democrats.
So it's not the Republicans trying to impeach Biden because
yes, Which Democrat signed up to the articles of impeachment? Let's start there. Name them.
Before you get to the articles of impeachment, which Democrat?
Elliot, you don't need the majority to file the articles. That doesn't mean that they're going to pass.
You're veering outside of the point that I'm trying to make.
I'm saying that the both parties are trying to ban TikTok. Yes. The Republicans are trying to pass another giant round of tax cuts for billionaires. And, man, if you guys haven't read this Proposition 25 thing, is that what it's called?
It's not called Proposition 25.
Called?
It's called Project 2025.
Project 2025.
Yes.
If you haven't read it, like...
Here's the problem,
like,
okay?
It's just as bad as the Democrats, but, like, it's terrible.
Here's the problem.
Everything in it is worse than the last thing you read.
I agree, but I don't think Project 2025 is the thing we need to focus on.
It is, because Trump's going to win. That's why.
Okay, but you keep focusing in on it. And this is the argument that we're going to have literally right up until November. Okay?
And then when Trump wins and Project 2025 starts happening,
we're still going to be having the same argument because I'll still be right.
Right, that Republicans aren't doing it, we shouldn't be worried?
That the Democrats are the reason the Republicans get to enact Project 2025.
No, I'm not saying that the Democrats are not helping the Republicans do the things that they're doing. I'm saying is the Republicans are the ones that are pushing it. When the Democrats tell us that there's nothing that they can do and they allow the Republicans to steamroll us, who is steamrolling us?
Okay.
It's still the Republicans,
Here's the problem. If I hire a guy to come to your house every day and right as you get in your car, right before you get in, he punches you in the face.
Right.
Is the guy who's punching you in the face the bad guy?
Well, when you say hire the guy, the Democrats are not hiring the Republicans.
Once again, I don't understand how that can possibly be true. Because let me explain why I
mean, it's like you want to tell me that the Democrats are at fault that the Republicans are doing something.
I want to tell you that the Democrats have all of the capability of preventing the Republicans from doing...
No, I agree.
Okay, so wait a minute. Here's my problem. If I'm a police officer and I'm standing in front of a bank that's being robbed, and I don't stop the bank robber, and on his way out the door he hands me a $100 bill, was I a part of that bank robbery?
The Republicans are not metaphorically handing the Democrats $100 bill.
How can you say that when all of the Democrats get jobs from Republicans just like they do from other Democrats?
What do you mean from Republicans?
I mean, when Republican administrations take over, they hire Democrats.
Which Democrats were in Trump's administration? Which one? Name any of them. I can tell you the Republicans that get into Democratic administrations.
Okay.
But in Trump's administration, which Democrat?
I don't mean Trump's administration in particular, because Trump in particular is a very special case. He was specifically trying to do a bunch of things that the Republican Party was not trying to do. You understand the difference?
No, it was not.
When we're
Trump was not trying to do a bunch of things.
I need you to walk down this path with me, okay? So when Trump came into office, Trump's whole thing was, I want to make government non-functional, okay?
That's been the Republican plan since Ronald Reagan, and you know that.
No. The Republicans want to make government non-functional so that they can profit off of it. Wait.
I'm waiting.
Trump wants to make government non-functional so that he can profit off of it, and it's very different, because the way that you make government non-functional in a Republican administration normally is you give it all of the veneer of being functional. You hire all the same people that anybody else who was trying to make the government functional would hire.
That's so crazy you're saying this.
Okay.
Trump brought in John Bolton.
Yes.
And he brought all of those people from Bush's administration to make it look functional.
Right.
And then they destroyed every single organization that they could, and then they did tax cuts for the wealthy.
Yes.
They stopped the wage increases. They literally made everything worse.
Okay. But
they did everything that you're naming. You're saying that he's different.
No, the reason I'm saying he's different is because Trump did it in a way that he wanted to do it. I need you to understand what I'm saying here. You are trying to say Trump. If you just,
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Trump is special only insofar as Trump only cares about Trump. Other Republicans don't only care about, like George Bush didn't only make himself rich. George Bush made the whole apparatus that brought a George Bush into existence as the president. He made that whole apparatus rich. All his buddies got rich. All his friends got rich. All his dad's buddies got rich.
All George W. Bush style Republicans are gone, right?
Yeah,
and they're all gone.
So I need you to.
All we have left is the Trump version.
Wait. They're not all gone. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, you're saying they're all gone. I'm saying they're not gone. They're working for Democrats. So a Mike Johnson can only continue to be Speaker of the House and pass tax cuts, try and pass TikTok ban bills, try and pass anti-Semitism bills that don't make any sense.
So is Mike Johnson at fault for that, or is it just the Democrats' fault?
Of course Mike Johnson is at fault for that.
Because it sounds like you're saying the Democrats empowered him to do
it,
so it's all their fault.
No. I'm saying just like I hold a police officer who doesn't stop a bank robbery more responsible than I hold a bank robber is going to rob a bank. He's going to rob a bank 100% of the time he's going to rob the bank because he's a bank robber.
And that's the thing.
I don't want police helping bank robbers. And if you don't...
I agree with your point more than you understand. Because
why do you not want to fight the police helping the bank robbers? If we fix the police helping the bank robbers can't keep robbing banks. Because then the police are going to stop them. But we literally don't have anybody to stop them.
Because the mechanism that you want to use to fight the police is not, in my personal opinion, going to stop anything. It's
what mechanism do you think I want to use?
You're trying to get everybody to vote for RFK, which is also bad.
Here's the...
So what I think is going to happen in that scenario is you're going to allow the bank robbers to now become the police. That's my point.
I guess my question is, how is voting for the Democrats going to keep the bank robbers from becoming the police?
I don't think that it will.
Okay, so what...
The entire point that I'm making here is I would rather the police still be the police and then fight the police.
That makes no sense. Okay, so...
Because I don't want the bank robbers in charge.
Okay.
But it's almost like you're like, well, either we're going to get equally bad bank robbers or we're going to get the bank robbers, but the police got to go. No. Because the police are the problem.
Once again, my point is, if the police are helping the bank robbers anyway, they both need to go.
I agree, but I don't think we're in a situation where we have that option.
The reason we're in a situation where we don't have that option is because you, a person I think is, really intelligent and has access
a bank robber.
And this is my problem. I have not heard a single Democrat talk about regenerative farming. Do you even know what that is?